So how to configure organization units in Dynamics 365? Let's have a look. So right now over here, we are on the Project Services app, which you can actually select from the list of apps that you might have. Over here in the change area, click over here and then select settings. Now under settings, you will have an option called organization units on the navigation pane. Click on that. And over here, you can define all the organization units that your company has. Now to understand the organization units, these actually represent different offices that your company may have. So for example, you may have office in France, in India, in Switzerland. So in that case, you're going to create 3 organization units, as each entity unit may have or may be executing their own projects. And you can create as many number of organization units as required, depending upon your location, of course. Now, if you have just one office, you can just use a single organization unit, and it is not mandatory to select or create multiple organization units. So for each organization unit, you can actually define a currency. So for example, if I go into this organization unit called Fabricam France, so in this case, we have attached the euro as the currency of this particular organization unit. That means this company will be dealing in this, or will be doing all the transaction in this particular currency. Now also you can define the cost prices of an organization unit. So each organization unit will have their own currency in which they deal with, and also the cost prices associated with the organization. So for example, if you are using a resource in France, so you would like to compare, what cost will you incur when you execute a project over here in France as compared to the same project that you would like to execute in India. So based on that, you can define what would be the best place to execute that project based on the cost that you're incurring. So you can define cost prices for your organization unit, and in that you define the cost of each resource such as for technical consultant, functional consultant, business analyst, system testers, etc. So when you create a project, you need to define the organization unit that project belongs to. So you can use resources from the same organization or from different organizations. So if you have to create a new organization unit, so for example, we do not have an organization unit for Australia over here in this list. So let's just go ahead and create one organization unit. So let me just define a name. So let me just say Tech Quantum AU. And let me just define a description, Quantum Australia, and of course I would like to use Australian dollars over here, and then click on save. So by default, when you install or register for a trial project service automation, you will actually have an active organization unit already, and the name will contain some kind of alphanumeric characters. So you can go ahead and rename that as well. All right. So right now, as you can see that we just provided the name, the description, and the currency, and the organization unit is created. As far as the costing is concerned, over here we are going to set up the cost price and sales price in upcoming episodes, and we'll discuss that in detail. So I hope now you know where to find the organization unit setup and how you can create one organization unit as per your requirement. So why don't you go ahead and try it out for yourself.